Sometimes the biggest lessons, the ones that really stick with you, come from these small, almost tragically simple stories. We're going to walk through one of those today. And the goal here isn't just to feel the sadness of it, but to really get its powerful universal message about the moments we just can't get back. Everything, and I mean everything, boils down to this exact time, 11:47 p.m. Just think about that. A single ordinary minute on the clock that for one person became this huge monument of regret. Just keep this time in the back of your mind as we go. And this is where we find our main character, Arav. He's trapped, stuck in this endless loop, basically defined by this one heartbreaking thought. We're actually starting here, at the end, because to really understand how he got to this place, you have to see where he ended up.
So let's start in the present, in the immediate aftermath of it all. This first part is called One Missed Call, but as you're about to see, it's about so much more than a notification you swipe away on your screen.
This is Arav's life now. Every single night. And he's not just, looking at his phone. It's more like a vigil. This nightly ritual that was born out of pure grief and a kind of hope that he knows can never, ever be fulfilled. That phone, which used to be all about connection, is now just a symbol of everything he's lost. So the big question is, how did he even get here? I mean, to really feel the crushing weight of what he's going through, you have to understand what was lost in the first place. And that means we have to go back to the beginning, back to their love story. So here's the quick rundown on Arav and Mira. They had a 5-year relationship built on a really solid foundation. Met in college, fell in love, and they even weathered the challenge of long distance when she moved for a job. I mean, everything was pointing toward a future together until, just like that, it all became a memory.
And what's so powerful about their story is how normal it was, how relatable. Their whole connection wasn't built on these huge, grand gestures. It was built on the small stuff. Shared coffee, long walks, those late-night talks where you basically plan out your entire future together. It's those little details that made their bond so real, and what makes the loss feel so profound.
So how did they handle being long distance? Well, they built this really crucial anchor to keep their connection strong no matter what. And that brings us to the next part, the nightly promise.
See, their nightly call wasn't just a habit. It was their lifeline, a promise, a totally unbreakable commitment to close out every single day together, no matter how many miles were between them. It was their anchor in the storm of being apart.
And the ritual itself? So simple, but absolutely vital. Step 1, make the call. Step 2, share the good, the bad, the boring parts of the day. Step 3, say goodnight. Just 3 easy steps that wove their lives together. It was the one constant they could both count on.
And this is where the story turns. A simple ritual, a strong bond, all of it was about to be put to the test by one tiny choice. Which leads us to our next section, a fateful decision. This scene is set with something we can all understand, right? It wasn't some big dramatic fight. It was just a bad day at work. Arav was exhausted, he was frustrated, and he really just wasn't in the mood to talk. It's a feeling we've all had a million times.
And here it is, the thought that changed absolutely everything. Mira's call comes in, Arav sees it, and he makes a quick calculation, one that's based on years and years of trust. I'll call her later, he thinks. She'll understand. And it's a totally logical assumption to make in a strong relationship, right? He was leaning on their bond, completely, utterly unaware of what was happening on her end of the line.
And this slide just lays out the absolutely catastrophic disconnect. On one side, you have Arav's totally mundane, everyday frustration from work. On the other side, you have Mira in a life or death crisis. He assumed he had more time. He assumed there would be a later. But for her, out on that dark, rain-soaked highway, her time had just run out.
And that brings us to the end. The decision has been made. The consequences are sealed. And all that's left is the discovery and the silence that remains.
So, we cut to the next day. The frustration from work is gone. The world probably feels normal again for a moment. But it's not. Not even close. This is what he sees when he looks at his phone. Not a bunch of angry texts, not a dozen missed calls. Just one. A single, silent notification
that somehow holds the entire weight of the night before.
And then he sees the timestamp, 11:47 p.m., the exact same time we started this whole story with. And in that one instant, the ordinary becomes ominous. That missed call is no longer just a simple oversight. It's the last word in a conversation that will never, ever be finished. I mean, look at this. This is the terrifying math of their story. 5 years of love, of trust, of connection, all of it undone by a single moment of decision. It's a chilling reminder of just how fragile even the strongest connections can be.
So, in the end, this story isn't really just about Arav and Mira. It's a mirror. It forces us to look at our own lives and ask, what calls are we ignoring? What conversations are we pushing off until later? It's this piercing reminder that sometimes later just never comes. So the real question is, what moments are you taking for granted?